All rats gotta die though. In New York, Quad Studios getting high though.
JC, can you hear us, man? Hey, I think we can hear you now, finally.
Okay.
Awesome, dude. Dude, where's your video at, man? We can't even see you, man.
Yeah, I got to re-download this app after this morning.
Okay. You gonna re-download an app?
Yeah.
Dude, we're trying to get you on video for 2 days now, man. Like, you're
I'm
really...
having enough trouble just getting into the call.
Well, that's another story altogether.
I know, I blame it on you, though.
Okay. Okay, so a couple things we want to talk about today. Let me make sure that this thing is recording in case we got it. Yep, it is. Can you hear us okay on this webcam mic, by the way?
Yeah.
Can you see everybody?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Cool.
Good morning.
So let's talk about yesterday, man. Let's go through yesterday real quick. How did the appointment that you took? You took one appointment, was it?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It went well. I probably, like we talked about, I probably could have changed up a couple things to get him to commit yesterday.
So let's talk about it. What happened?
On the front end.
Let's talk about it.
Basically, like we talked about, I should have been more, if we agree on everything, we'll make an agreement to go ahead and move forward today instead of waiting until the end and then asking him.
Okay. So one good way to make sure that we get the deal is to set the agreement on the front end of the deal.
Right.
And we kind of talked about that because if you set an agreement on the front end of the deal, by the time the deal's done, you've already done your due diligence and you can get the business, right?
Right.
Okay. I'm not just calling you out because I'm going to talk about some other calls too, but let's talk about the scenario. What was the deal? How was it set? What did you guys talk about? How did the appointment go? Like, why did he buy?
So, he's been a mortgage broker in just south of Anaheim for, I guess, 30 years now. He said he deals by himself. He does about 12 loans a month right now. But he said if he could improve that, he would hire more people to get bigger numbers.
Hire more people to get bigger numbers.
Right.
Okay.
If he were getting more per month. He said he only does right now about 1 to 2 VA loans a month, with all the other loans as well. But
that's a huge opportunity for him.
Right. And so he told me the radius of where he would want loans or whatever, and then down into San Diego and Oceanside, and then and then we talked about, of course, he's like, but what's the cost associated with it? And, I went in and explained to him, these are exclusive leads to him, and, that we can get him, basically 25 on the front end. And after the 14-day test run, we'll see where we're at and see if we can help him grow his team. And it went well. And then that's when I asked for the close after I got done doing that. And he said, well,
wait a second. When you said 25 to start with, and you said it went well, how did it go well? What did he say?
Oh, he said, I said 25, and they run at $32.50 a piece, or $32.50 per lead, and he just kind of said okay, and then I don't remember what else we talked about. It was recorded on there, but then right after that, I was basically that's when I asked him, is there any reason not to move forward today? And the only thing he said was, he said, of course, on my end, I just need to do a little vetting. That was the word he used. I went back and listened to it, but he used the word vetting on my end. I like to know who I'm working with. And he said, but, you can send the invoice over, and then I will give you a call back in a day or so. But so I've got I've got on my calendar to call him this morning at the same time.
One thing we talked about was, like, what exactly do you mean by vetting, right? Like, what does that mean to somebody? What are they trying to find out? Those are the conditions I need to help you guys, okay?
Yeah.
What does he mean by vetting? What exactly, like, hey, Mark, have you done all your vetting yet? Like, you go to the grocery store and vet up or what? But seriously, I need to know what exactly it means, and he probably doesn't even, contextually know what it means because he's so used to saying it to everyone who talks to him. It's like a process, right?
Yeah.
He's in California right now. If he wasn't, I would call him up on live here with us in the group, but it's going to be 3 hours. I would call him up and just see what the deal is. But we need to find out what exactly, does vetting mean, and then when he does that, quote-unquote, vetting, is that the only thing it's going to take to get their business, right?
Right.
So we can't make an agreement if we don't know what the conditions are. Conditions on vetting could mean a number of things. It could mean, like, what does that mean to somebody? I have no idea. Right?
Never heard that.
I've heard it a good bit. I've heard that word, but you got to get them to expound on this stuff, guys.
Yeah, does it mean they've got to research us, or does
Say, great. What are you looking for?
What are you looking for exactly?
Or what is it that's going to clue you into what we're doing here,
Right.
so I can help you? Like, I know you don't have a lot of time, so just be upfront with me. What is it going to be? What is it going to take to clue you in to move forward or to not move forward, so that way I know and I can help you. I can send it over right now. Like, what are you looking for, dude? Don't let them get off on those lame excuses. That's a lame excuse. And it really is just, especially these come up on the first call a lot because they're just used to saying that to everybody because they're trained not to buy on the first call, right? Mm-hmm. So, hey, man, I know that, you don't want to make any rash decisions or anything like that. Here's what we're going to do, okay? I know that vetting is important to you. We don't know what that means, right? I know that vetting is important to you. So what we're going to do, we're going to vet today. So you have a couple minutes. Let's go ahead and get this taken off your plate today so that way it's not open next week, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, guys, do not, the minute that you let them push this first call out to the second, third, fourth call, you're losing probably a 25% chance of closing that deal every time that you move it forward because they're either not going to have time, their season changes, they're not going to be able to do the business for whatever reason, they don't need it anymore, it's whatever. They set the appointment because they're hot and heavy. Hot under the collar to get help right now, and if they have to go vet you, they should have done that before they got on the call with you, right? They got an email from me a couple times before the call, so they should have vetted everything.
Make a careful and critical examination.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what vetting means, dude.
Yeah, we know what it means.
So I had to look it up.
But what you need to do, you don't need to make any assumptions. You need to ask the customer or the client, what is it that you're looking for? Like, what's the red flag here that's caught you off guard so I can help you?
Well, it already sounds like you know the condition. Apparently doesn't know us.
No, that's not a condition. That's not a condition. That is an infinite condition. We need a finite condition. So we need to understand, like, how do you actually get that down to what does vetting mean? You don't know us? What do you mean you don't know us? How would you know us? What do you have to do? Like, if Scott calls you back today, what exact actions are you going to take for you to get to know us? Are you going to go Google, Facebook, or are you need some documents, or what? I mean, what is it? We don't know. So don't let somebody off the hook when they say they don't know you, right? Nobody knows you. We don't know them. Mm-hmm. When I go to get a loan with somebody, I don't know that loan officer. What am I going to do? Let me go vet you for a while, man? Like, no, I want a loan, dude. I don't want to go vet you for a while. And I would have even said that to the loan officer too, you know. But I'm telling you guys, the minute that the first call turns into the second, third, fourth, fifth call, you're going to lose the deal. That's why I told you yesterday to give him a call back for end of day, even though you send him an invoice. You send him an invoice, it's like, we haven't even made an agreement to do business yet, but I'm going to send you something to pay me with, you know? I'm not calling you out, JC. I'm just using that as an example, okay? Because there's a lot of open invoices right now for some reason. If you notice, any invoice I open, it gets closed within 5 minutes, right?
Right.
So it's almost disrespectful. It's like you think that I'm not going to open the opportunity for someone to invest in us and themselves or pay us. Let's say they've made the agreement and the commitment to. I'm not going to go ahead and type out an invoice. What do I look like, a freaking secretary or something? That's what he thinks you are right now, man. He's like, okay, well, this guy just did my busy work for me, so that way, I'm not calling you out, JC. Don't take it that way, man. Don't take it that way, because we're going to go over some other stuff too, but this is a good example just to help you, move forward on your next call, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You did a good job, though, for your first call, man. You did great. I haven't listened to the complete call yet. We've got, anyone else want to add to that part of it before we go on to the next thing? Let's see. Yeah, and you've got an activity that says email to make sure you pay the invoice. Why would he pay the invoice, dude? He's not going to pay it. Don't even email him to make sure he's paid it. Now it's going to start a trail like a trail of tears, okay? Either let me close them or close them down. Get them back on the phone and say, listen, we had a conversation yesterday. I don't know if I was clear enough. You said you wanted to vet us, so maybe you saw some red flags. Let's go ahead and get that stuff squared away right now. Okay, on the phone. And I did send you an invoice, but I don't want you to pay it until you're clear. That's the stance you got to take, man. All right?
Can I
You can add anything.
Like for me, yesterday was my first day making appointments.
Can you hear John on the mic?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, John.
So, for example, in my experience, I've been a little aggressive in sales, but not as much because I've always been an employee and, I feel like I'm restricted. And coming into this business, I noticed I have to be more aggressive. And the people that we're talking to, they're aggressive also. So, be polite, but just let them know what it is that you're there for. And that's something I realized yesterday.
We're talking about just in general, too. Yeah, you're right.
For example, that guy, JC, I didn't hear the call, but you sound like you're determined and you know what the mission statement is. But just don't be afraid, you're doing him a favor. You're getting him money, What he's doing for us is mere change compared to what he's going to get out of it. So, don't be afraid to tell him, look, man, what's going on? What's stopping you, And,
why did we book this call? Let's get this thing closed down.
And that's one thing that Scott told me, be curious, because, for example, when I'm on the phone, I notice I kind of back up sometimes because I don't want to say something wrong. I don't want to piss someone off. But it's not that. We have to be aggressive because the competition is aggressive also.
It's aggressive in getting the change that we know that they need, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And this comes a lot with, first off, the industry that we're working in right now, loan officers, okay, they make $10, $20K a month. Most of them that we talk to, minimum make $10,000. Most make 20, and they're all type A's because they built their business from the ground up with 100% commission usually. Mm-hmm. They're trying to grow their business larger. And when you come and when you say when you turn passive, when you turn that passive switch on to them, they don't like it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to do business with somebody that's passive. They're like, okay, well that's my partner that's going to give me business. And he's passive. I can run over him. I'm not doing business with them people.
Well, and I was just noting a back end of that too is, I was looking at some of their profiles. They're definitely not passive people because they change They change mortgage companies.
They're all type
like
A's. They're all aggressive.
regularly. So
I don't care if it's a female or male.
Right.
Both of them are all, like 98% of them are
Right.
type A's with what we're working right now. You've got to be to go get loans from real estate agents.
Right.
I mean, they're,
type A, hard charges,
Type A,
better,
type A means, you know, alpha.
alpha. You go after it.
They are alphas, man. And if you turn into a bet, it's easy to turn into a beta on the phone call with them. Turn into a beta, which basically means you're the student and they're the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. You ain't gonna get no money. I don't pay no students money. I pay trainers money.
Right.
All right, so that's pretty much that reinforces that, and we're not talking about JC. We're talking about in general because that's like every call we're taking right now. But just don't be nervous to say, hey, what are we here for? Let's get this thing done. I didn't get on the phone for no reason, you know. You want to vet us or check us out. What exactly does that mean to you? How is that going to change things, right? You know, I didn't check you out before I gave you a call, and I just, from our conversation, I trust we're going to do good business. You can check us out here, but, you know, let's get this thing, you know, $800 is nothing, dude. Let's go and take the first charge right now, and we'll start your test buy, and then you can really vet us. How you like that? All right, so that's that. One thing I want to go over with you guys, but I'm going to share my screen with you, JC. By the end of this week, we really want to have pipe drive cleaned out as far in terms of a couple of things. And what I mean by that is, you guys can see this back here. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. I don't know how it's set up. In terms of, you need to look in the pipeline view, choose your name, and see, for example, we went over this a little bit yesterday, but, you know, we're looking at, I think it's Chris Kitchens. Anything that's red is going to be open season. Anything that is yellow exclamation points is going to be open season very, very shortly, okay? We need to have these things cleaned out so that way we can actually start assigning leads and you can only look at your own pipeline. Right now, that's the bottleneck because you guys aren't scheduling future activities. And when I go in, I have no idea what should happen next, right? And then you're going to lose track of them too. So make sure that you don't have any deals. Choose your name. And then make sure that you don't have any deals that are yellow exclamation point or red arrow, because those are going to be open to our outbound people. And we are going to close those down. If it has to be me, myself, and I, you know. Looks like JC, both of yours look good, dude. You've got 2 greens that have future scheduled appointments. Looks like Michelle's going to have an interesting combo with me. But look at Michelle's pipeline. She's got maybe, I don't know, 8 deals in there, 10 deals, and she's over here just closing every single one of them. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay? And you know why? It's because she believes in the program, and she's not afraid to ask for the business on the first call, right? Yeah, we can, in the future, we can listen to Michelle's calls, but we can't listen to Michelle's calls right now, but I can tell you exactly what she's doing, though. This is what I'm doing right now.
Like on our own time, you know, just take 5 minutes.
Yeah, Michelle's great at, number one, she builds up the rapport with the clients, so the clients love her. And then number 2, she flat out is like, we're not here to have a Tupperware party.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do business to move forward to continue the relationship. What's so difficult about it? Mm-hmm. Like, dude, you want to go vet us? That's or you want to get a testimonial? I'm not here to have a Tupperware party. Yeah, we're here to do business, man. This is a serious company.
Yeah.
Well, this is a serious company, and like here's the other thing, when you guys are letting loan officers off the hook like that, it makes me look bad too. I'm like, dude, I don't do that. I don't want anyone around me doing that, and my team shouldn't be doing that. And if you need help with it, let me know. But if it's not about pressuring them, it's about stepping into your role, closing that thing down, and not leaving it open forever. Either closing it or getting the exact conditions and making an agreement with them. Because I guarantee you, any phone call you listen to me do, it's like either it's going to be a payment, or I'm going to understand exactly why they didn't buy and why we scheduled the call in the first place, so I can, for future use, do maybe my marketing differently. Or I'm not going to schedule anything 14 days out, especially 30, and none of that. There's no follow-ups that are needed, dude. So just come in with that confidence and that frame. JC, you're going to do great, man. I'm going to push a couple appointments to you, man. We're actually working on that now, and I'm going to finish that out with Dinesh this morning. And then Jonathan wanted to bring up our mission statement. John?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just, a quick reminder of what we do. Just remember what we do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's a service. We're not doing people a favor. We're not, we're giving them money.
Yeah, we're not doing anybody a favor. We're changing people's lives, man. And it may be difficult for you guys to see on the front end right now of the view, but just wait. Just wait about a week from right now.
Once you're like 2 or 3 calls in and things aren't going your way, you get frustrated and you're like, man, I don't want this.
Well,
no.
It can seem real flat pretty easily if you're not careful, but in reality, at the end of the day, we're going to double your sales in 90 days or less. What does your business look like if we break that down, if we were to double your business? Like, what would that actually mean to you? Like, to me, that would be all the world right now,
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but making those connections, it's not just a sales call, but create that relationship so that way, you can not only sell the retainers and stuff, but also those are great contacts to have to, you guys basically are going to be able to, coach them through the process, and we're going to give them the vehicle to grow their business. So it's going to be great. I mean, it's...
Like I had a lady yesterday tell me straight up, I don't want to pay for leads. And I had heard that like 10 times during the day, at least, if not more. And you know what? I got to a point where I asked her straight up, why not? What's stopping you from doing that? We didn't get too deep into it because at that point she hung up. But if it happens again, I can ask why, and see what is going on.
Be curious, right?
Why don't you want to pay for it? What happened? Did you have a past experience?
Like, I'm genuinely curious why you would even bring that up when we're talking, because we don't just do leads. I mean, this isn't, we're not giving you some lead. Here's the other thing too, guys. Got to make sure that we're not selling a commodity. Leads out there, as we all know, you've got there's all kinds of different quality of leads out there. And it's easy for someone to buy $7 leads or something like that, and they're shared and everything else. And then now I don't buy internet leads. You know what? I'm glad you don't buy internet leads. I wouldn't either. Let me tell you about the long-form leads that we have from our social media.
Exactly.
I wouldn't do that either. Let me tell you about ours, okay? These are exclusive, blah, 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 blah. So if somebody tells you that they don't buy leads or that that the price is too high, you're right, the price is really high, right? We want to make a little bit of money, but you want to make a lot of money, don't you? How many deals are you doing per month right now? It's a conversation, because these type A's, you think that you're here to complain, really they're having a conversation with you. I mean, they're just trying to roll with you. And then you stop it and they're like, oh, that wasn't that much fun. I'm not giving them a payment, They say, oh, the price is too high. I would say that too, probably. If somebody came in here with anything, the price is too high, man, sorry, bud. If you walked out, well, you didn't deserve it, right? But if you came back and you said, you're right, the price is really high, Scott. Well, let me show you exactly why it is high, okay? Because you're going to get a return on your investment.
Right.
Would you want to buy something cheap, Scott? You like cheap things? You like buying real cheap things, don't you, bud? Right? If you can't make me like that, I'd be like, sit down, we're going to buy some stuff. And that's all they're trying to do. And plus on the phone, they can't see you. We're going to, We're going to try and alleviate that with some videos and stuff like that. Today I'm going to spend a good part of my day with Tim with our media buys, though. And I'm going to put some appointments out there to you. Just make sure that you know that we got your back if we can help you, whoever's out there listening. JC is there. I don't think Michelle's there yet. She'll be in the office. Michelle closed one yesterday, but she's going to make y'all look bad, man. She's doing one a day, and she's got like 8 people in her pipeline. So, you know, I don't know.
Don't forget to mention capture all their information.
Oh, yeah.
All
so,
of our clients' information.
That's a good point. So when you talk to somebody, we need to get something to add to our assets, no matter what the conversation is, right? So even if we don't do business with them or whatever, let's try to get any type of data that we can. Mailing address is important. You know, go drop their name, and Colorado makes it easy because that search right there will give you pretty much their office address and everything. So let's put that in the CRM so our CRM is continuing to grow. That's a company asset that we need. So Stacy can do thank you cards. And so down the line, you know, we do direct mail and stuff like that too. We always want to continue to grow that. So, all right, guys, anything else you want to bring up? JC, you there?
Yeah, no, I think we're good, man. I appreciate it.
Good, man. You feel good about today?
Yeah, ready to roll.
All right, let's do this thing, man. Have a good day.
All right, see you.
Awesome.
That was a good meeting. Meeting adjourned.
Scott, I should have asked this too. Am I, you know, we talked about this before, am I following up on these past due invoices, or should they go back and follow up on their invoices?
Let's see. Well,
I know I was transitioning into doing that, so making